Welcome back to Everyday English Podcast, where we practice real conversations for your daily life. Today, we are going to build a survival simulator for the absolute scariest moment in the office, realizing you are going to miss a major deadline. It is 3 o'clock in the afternoon, your boss expects a critical report by 5 o'clock, but you are still hours away from finishing. Your heart starts racing, you feel that hot wave of panic in your chest, and you do not know what to say.
I remember my first corporate job. I used to just type, "I am so sorry, I am late," and literally hide under my desk, which made my boss so angry because I sounded completely helpless.
By the end of this episode, you will have the exact 3 phrases native professionals use to push back a deadline, offer a solution, and actually keep your boss's trust.
That feeling of panic is so universal. It's almost physical. You look at the clock, it says 3:15, and then suddenly it's 4:30, and the document is completely empty. I think every single person listening right now knows exactly what that hot wave of panic feels like.
Absolutely. And when we panic, our English language skills usually revert to the absolute basics. We forget all our advanced vocabulary and we just go into survival mode. We use very blunt, very direct words because our brains are just trying to communicate the danger.
Exactly. We say things like, "I have a big problem," or "I cannot finish this," or "I am very late, please forgive me." And honestly, as a manager now, when I receive a message like that from a junior employee, it actually makes me panic too.
That is such a great point. Why does that make you, the boss, panic?
Because when you just say "I'm late" and apologize 100 times, you are handing the entire problem over to me. You're basically saying, "I failed, now you have to fix it, and you have to manage my feelings too." It makes the employee look disorganized. Bosses do not want apologies, they want a new plan.
Right, and in English corporate culture, there's a very specific way we communicate a delay. It's not about lying and it's not about apologizing endlessly. It's about controlling the narrative. We use a concept called corporate understatement.
Corporate understatement. That sounds like a secret code. What does that actually mean in practice?
It means we take a massive, terrible problem and we use gentle, soft words to describe it. We do not want to trigger an emotional reaction in our boss. We want to keep everything sounding calm and under control, even if the office is metaphorically on fire.
I love that. So instead of screaming "fire," you just say, "It's getting a little warm in here."
Precisely. So, to show you exactly how this works, we're going to play out a short conversation. Sarah, I want you to play the boss. You're expecting a big marketing report from me at 5 o'clock. I'm the employee, and I know I'm not going to finish it.
I can do that. I'll be the busy, slightly stressed project manager. Are we ready?
Ready. Let's hear how a native speaker handles this crisis.
Hey Tom, just checking in. Are we still on track to review the marketing report at 5 o'clock today?
Hi, Sarah. I was just about to message you. I have run into a slight issue with the data export, so we'll need to push back the deadline. I'll be sending you a quick status update in an hour, and I'll be wrapping the whole report up by tomorrow morning. Does that timeline work for you?
Oh, okay, yes, tomorrow morning is fine. Just send me that update when you have a moment. Thanks for letting me know.
Wow. Okay, let's stop right there and break this down. Because as the boss in that scenario, how did you feel listening to my response?
I felt totally calm. Even though you just told me you were failing to meet the deadline, I did not feel angry at all. You sounded so in control that I just automatically accepted your new plan.
That's the magic of corporate understatement and specific professional vocabulary. Let's look at the very first thing I said. Instead of saying I have a huge problem, I said I have run into a slight issue.
Run into a slight issue. Let's talk about the verb first, to run into. Usually, if I'm walking down the street and I'm not looking, I run into a wall. It means to hit something by accident.
Yes, physically that's what it means, but in business English, when we run into something, it means we have unexpectedly encountered a problem. It wasn't planned, and crucially, it suggests it's not entirely our fault.
Ah, that's so clever. If I say I made a mistake, I'm taking all the blame. If I say I ran into an issue, it sounds like the issue was just sitting there on the road and I accidentally discovered it. It removes the personal blame without sounding defensive.
Exactly. And notice the adjective I used. I did not say a massive issue or a terrible issue. I said a slight issue. Slight means very small. Even if the entire computer system crashed and all our work was deleted, a native speaker will still call it a slight issue.
That is so funny, but it is incredibly true. We really do downplay the severity of things. So I have run into a slight issue. What was the next phrase you used to actually change the deadline?
I said we will need to push back the deadline.
Push back. Okay, I know what push means. You use your hands to move something away from you. But how do you push back a deadline? A deadline is not a physical object.
This is one of the most important phrasal verbs in professional English. When you push something back, you delay it to a later time or date. Imagine your schedule is a physical calendar on your desk. If an appointment is at 3 o'clock and you physically push it back with your hand, it moves to 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock.
So if we have a meeting on Tuesday and I'm sick, I could say, can we push back the meeting to Wednesday?
Exactly. You are moving it further away in time, and the opposite is to pull forward. If we want to have the meeting sooner, we pull it forward to Monday. But when you are late, you always ask to push back the deadline.
It sounds so much more professional than saying, I need more time or I'm going to be late. It frames the delay as a logical schedule adjustment rather than a personal failure.
Yes, and if you are finding this breakdown helpful for your corporate English, make sure to subscribe to the channel right now. We do these deep dives into real, practical situations every single week, so you can walk into your office with total confidence.
So we ran into a slight issue and we pushed back the deadline. Now the boss is sitting there waiting. They still want to know what is happening. What was the phrase you used to calm me down?
I promised to give you a status update. I said, I will be sending you a quick status update in an hour.
A status update. This is a magic corporate phrase. What exactly is a status update compared to just a normal message?
A status update is a brief report on the progress of a project. It tells the boss what is finished, what is currently happening, and what is remaining. But psychologically, offering a status update buys you time. It tells the boss, do not worry, I am working on it and I will communicate with you. It stops them from constantly asking you if it is done yet.
It proves that you are managing the situation. You are not hiding under your desk like I used to do. You are standing up and saying, I am driving this car. I will tell you where we are in an hour.
Precisely. Now, Sarah, when I offered that status update and when I gave you the new deadline, I used a very specific grammar structure. Did you notice what it was?
I did, and this actually confuses a lot of English learners. I noticed you did not say, I will send you a status update. You said, I will be sending you a quick status update. Why did you add the word be, and why did you add ing to send?
This is my favorite grammar trick for professional English. We are talking about the future continuous tense. Now, don't worry about the grammar name. Just listen to the feeling. If I say, I will send it tomorrow, how does that feel to you?
It feels a little harsh. It sounds almost like a command or a very blunt, hard promise. I will send it. It is very sudden.
Right, it feels a bit abrupt, but when we say, I will be sending it tomorrow, the action feels like it's already in motion. It describes an action that will be in progress in the future. It flows. It sounds like a smooth, natural plan that is already happening.
That is fascinating. So will plus the verb sounds blunt, but will be plus the ing verb sounds soft, polite, and planned.
Exactly. This is the secret to polite boundaries in English. If a meeting is going too long, you don't say, I will leave now. You say, I will be heading to my next meeting now. It softens the exit.
Oh, I use that all the time. I will be logging off now instead of I will log off. I will be stepping away from my computer. It really does sound much more polite and professional. It sounds like a train that's already moving and you are just letting the person know the train's schedule.
That is a perfect metaphor. So, going back to our deadline crisis, I said, I will be sending you a quick status update and I will be wrapping the whole report up by tomorrow morning.
Let us look at that final phrasal verb, wrap up. I know you wrap a birthday present with paper and a ribbon. How do you wrap up a report?
It's the exact same visual idea. When you wrap a present, you're putting the final touches on it. You're finishing it completely so it's ready to give to someone. In business, to wrap something up means to finish it completely and cleanly.
So instead of saying, I will finish the report, which sounds a bit basic, you say, I will be wrapping up the report. It sounds like you have already done the hard work and you are just putting the beautiful paper and ribbon on it right now.
Exactly. It reassures the boss that the project is essentially done, and you just need a tiny bit more time for the final details. Even if you are actually still writing the introduction and you are secretly panicking, telling your boss you are wrapping it up makes you sound completely in control.
This entire sequence is brilliant. You start with run into a slight issue, which removes the blame. You push back the deadline, which frames it as a schedule adjustment. You promise a status update to keep trust, and you say you will be wrapping it up to show that completion is guaranteed.
It is a complete survival script. And the best part is, you can use these pieces in almost any stressful work situation. But listening to us talk about it is not enough to actually build fluency. When that wave of panic hits you at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, your brain will freeze unless you have practiced speaking these words out loud.
That is so true. Reading English and speaking English under pressure are two completely different skills. You have to train the muscle memory in your mouth.
Which is why we're going to do something a little different right now. We're going to build a high-pressure speaking simulator. We're going to practice this right here, right now.
Oh, I'm excited for this. How does the simulator work?
I'm going to read a very direct, slightly angry message from your boss. You, the listener, are going to hear the message. Then, Sarah and I will count down from 5. You have 5 seconds to reply out loud wherever you are using the phrase, push back the deadline.
So they actually have to speak to their phone or computer right now?
Yes, if you are on a train, just whisper it, but you have to move your mouth. You have to feel what it's like to respond under pressure. Remember, you need to use the phrase, push back the deadline.
I am ready. Give us the angry boss message.
All right, here is the message from your boss. Where is the financial data? The client is waiting and I need this right now.
Okay, your turn to speak. Reply out loud using push back the deadline. You have 5 seconds starting now. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Time is up. How did you do? Did your brain freeze or did the words come out?
A perfect native-sounding response would be, I ran into a slight issue with the numbers, so we need to push back the deadline by an hour.
Notice how calm that sounds compared to the boss's angry energy. Let us try one more simulation. This time, we're going to practice our soft, polite grammar, the future continuous.
Oh, the I will be wrapping up structure.
Exactly. Your boss is standing by your desk. They look impatient. They say, are you almost done with those slides? We have the presentation tomorrow. You need to tell them you are finishing it tonight. I want you to use the phrase, I will be wrapping up.
Okay, listener, the boss just asked if you are done. Speak your answer out loud using I will be wrapping up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Excellent. A great confident answer would be, I will be wrapping up the slides tonight and I will send them to you first thing in the morning.
I love that. I will be wrapping up. It flows so beautifully. Doing these little speaking challenges really exposes the gap between what we understand in our heads and what we can actually produce with our mouths.
It absolutely does. And the more you practice these specific frameworks, the less scary the office becomes. You stop worrying about your English and you start focusing on just doing great work. Because now you know that even if you make a mistake, even if you miss a deadline, you have the vocabulary to fix it like a professional.
You go from hiding under your desk to confidently managing your boss's expectations. It's a complete transformation in how you feel at work.
It really is. We've covered some incredibly powerful phrases today, and now I want to hear how you're going to use them in your real life.
Yes, we want to know what you're working on right now. Down in the comments, I want you to practice today's future continuous grammar. Tell us what you're working on by typing this exact sentence structure. I will be wrapping up my insert your project by insert the time.
So, for example, you could write, I will be wrapping up my university essay by Friday, or I will be wrapping up the weekly sales report by 5 o'clock. Writing it down is the final step to locking this grammar into your memory.
Go drop your sentence in the comments right now, and we'll be reading through to see what all of you are working on this week. Thank you so much for practicing your English with us today. Keep building that confidence, and we'll see you in the next conversation.